Oilers, you got a great offense with Connor McDavid. So I have them sweeping them.
Yeah, well, I don't think you heard my point. The San Francisco Giants have 3 more in the 2010s than the Rangers have in their entire history. So, yeah.
It's hard to get back and to get back-to-back wins. And I don't see the Lightning doing it here, so I have them losing to the Hurricanes in 6.
We don't talk about the 2010s because the 2010s had the Astros. And if the Astros didn't happen, the Yankees would have won in 2017.
He was close to Frank Reich, and they want Frank Reich back, so that's what they got. It's their discount Frank Reich.
Kaprizov and the rest of this crew. Jordan Greenway, who doesn't get enough props. He definitely is somebody who needs to be mentioned more.
Hi, this is Julie Dobbs. You're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. We talked about the Colts being 2-0, but now the Chiefs are 0-2. And I'm sure this is an unfamiliar feeling for Chiefs fans, Austin.
It's the first time since 2014. And while there was definitely some controversies in that game, I definitely think there was a false start on that touchdown play, but it didn't matter at the end because they can't review that, and the Eagles run away with the win. I think the biggest play of the game was still Kelsey's drop that turned into a pick that went back 50 yards. Basically, Kelsey catches that, he's in the end zone, but it turned into a very negative play from a good throw from Mahomes. But do you think that Chiefs fans should be worried about how the season will end up?
I think they have to consider their perspective, because I don't think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl or even go that deep in the playoffs. But I do think they'll still be a good team.
Yeah. I mean, this has been a tough start to the year, and both of their losses were against teams that were in the playoffs last year. Obviously, the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and the Chargers lost in the first round. But I'm just worried because health-wise, they just don't look – they're not staying healthy. With Worthy out, and Rashee Rice is going to be back until week 6, and then Kelsey's getting older. Pacheco still doesn't look all that good, and Kareem Hunt is the better of the two running backs at this point. There's some problems on their defense. Their defense has not been playing as well as it has been the past couple of years. And all of that adds up to being 0-2 to start the year.
Yeah. And if you look at it, though, they can still crawl into the division because the Chargers and Raiders play each other. And the Broncos lost, so they are at 1-1. So one team will be 2-0 in that division between the Raiders and Chargers. But I think the Chiefs do struggle. They need help on offense, and they just can't make mistakes like Kelsey did with dropping that ball and it turning into an interception.
Yeah, both of those are extremely important not to have happen. And the fact that they are just kind of speaks of a testament of, again, the age. And I mean, if Kelsey catches that ball, I mean, that's almost certainly a touchdown. And if not, they're down to the 1 yard line, and they probably end up winning that game. And obviously, there are, again, controversies what happened towards the end with that touchdown. But I'm not shocked that the Chiefs have started the season 0-2, but I am a little bit shocked about like how it happened. Again, drops are not necessarily something you expect from the Chiefs.
Yeah, and they've been in these games, so 0-2 doesn't mean it's terrible. Like the Ravens were a team that was 0-2 last year, and they rebounded. And when you consider the teams the Chiefs played, Chargers have always given them fits, and the Chargers have been close in the past few years. So winning in week 1 is not shocking. And I guess I remember the Chiefs lost to the Colts earlier in the season. I think they ended up winning the Super Bowl, or at least getting to the Super Bowl. But they're a team that their offense is a problem. The defense, to me, isn't a problem. You keep Philadelphia to 20 points. You keep the Chargers to 27. That is not getting blown out. And that's not having to have your offense. It's just the offense is not a good offense. They usually just get by with doing just enough.
Yeah, next week they play against the Giants, which should be a win, but the Giants' offense does look better than a lot of people expected. But then they play the Ravens, the Jags, who just lost to the Bengals without Joe Burrow, and then the Lions. So this is going to be a tough start to the year. and they may start 1-3 because of what happened with the Ravens game, or what happens in the Ravens game.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And I'm curious if Chiefs fans, they should be worried about them going far in the playoffs. I wouldn't worry about them competing for a playoff spot. But I
think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's going to be a reality check, I would say, for the Chiefs.
That's one way to put it. Yeah, the Chiefs are usually think that they're going to be the best team in the league, and while I definitely think that they'll make the playoffs, it's going to be a stark contrast for the past couple of years.
Yeah, and they won't be the favorites in the playoffs because when you look at the Bills and Ravens, they're just, to me, have the better offense. Ravens will have to see about their defense. I haven't seen what their defense did today. They kept the Browns to under 17. But I'm curious about the Ravens and Bills defense, but their offenses can play well because they have some great quarterbacks. Mahomes is a great quarterback, but it's really the weapons around him. And I think the problem is he can make his own weapons, but I do think there's a lot of pressure right now.
True, and again, they need Rashee Rice back. We'll see what happens once that happens because that's going to be a big guy to return for them.
Yeah, and then thinking about their division for it really depends on what happens in that Chargers Raiders game, because if the Chargers are 2-0, which I would expect them to be, then we'll have to see. We are recording before that game, but depending on what happens, if the Chargers are 2-0, to me it's going to be pretty tough for the Chiefs to get that top division spot.
Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, see again once some guys come back from injuries and also come back from suspension, how the Chiefs shape out. But right now, it just doesn't look that great.
Yeah, and talking about, I know fans being worried. Are you worried as a team if you're the Chiefs or a GM? Like, would you go make a trade for a wide receiver?
I would wait until Rice comes back. You'd have a couple weeks there to kind of make a decision, but I'm waiting until that point.
Okay. I think that's fair because you have to think about the future seasons as well. You just can't go all in on this season. You kind of have to expect a step back after going to 3 straight Super Bowls.
True, but this is a league of winning, and you always think about the next one. So we'll see, obviously, how they move forward.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts on that, Chase. Do you think it's over? Should fans be extremely worried? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.